Today we're taking a look at Zodac. Now, first off, on this box, the artwork is amazingly fantastic. Zodac is a really interesting character that when I was a kid I couldn't understand. He's not a good guy, he's not a bad guy. What is he? He's somewhere in between. Alright, this figure was actually $3.99. There was 4 different ones to choose from, except at my Ross, there were only 3. This guy was not one of them. If you watch my previous reviews, I did He-Man in Catra, saving the best for last, which is Zodac with a C. The 2000 X series had Zodac with the K, and he was different, but very cool as well. Zodac is a cosmic enforcer. He is like, I don't know why they didn't call him good or evil. He's kind of is, he's good. But I guess if you're talking about, is he for or good guys or for or bad guys? He didn't take sides. He was like a theoretical law court. Few are more powerful than the omnipotent. Well, I mean, that kind of destroys right there. Few are more powerful than the omnipotent. Well, if he's omnipotent, then there's no one more powerful. All right, well, anyway, being aside of the obvious illogicalness of that statement, Master of the Cosmos Zodac. As the keeper of the neutral balance between good and evil, he's like the yin-yang, the cosmic enforcer's universal travels, returning to Eternia, the home of Castle Grayskull, the nexus of realities, and the center of the multiverse. For a threat to the cosmic balance can come from anywhere and at any time. So he's watching as there is Skeletor fighting against somebody in the background. I don't even know the Skeletor now you think about it. And he's like, well, I'm probably not going to step in until I have to. So we got some more great artwork on the side of him. These boxes are fantastic as far as the artwork. Other than that, I could do without it. So let's take a look at Zodac himself. Straight out of the box, we have Zodac. He's in a crouched position already. But we'll straighten him out so we can get a full size of how tall he is. We bend the camera down. As you look in the background, we have Catra and He-Man from the previous ones. He stands to just over 17 centimeters tall. And at 7 inches. Looking at his face, he's got a gray beard. I always wondered if he had a nose underneath that mask when I was a kid. He's very flat-faced. These little things on the side, I used to think they were like wings or something, like Thor. You got the black bug eyes. So there's a lot of really neat, interesting things that I've always thought about with him. This armor right here is very new. That's something different. He didn't have these armor plates when I was a kid. He just had this piece and not even this leg piece, which is attached to it. That's a different thing altogether. All right, so his articulation. Let's look at this right here. He's got a ball jointed head that's got a lot of articulation going on for it. His shoulders can go up with a hinge joint, and we put his arm down so I can go around 360 degrees and knock his armor off of him. His armor is attached to little peg holes in the back. That's interesting. So you can swing his armor back like that. Wow, that's strange. I never saw armor like that before, but hey, whatever. He also has a bicep swivel. He's got the elbows, which I'm afraid to do much with because they might pinch me. This is an interesting twist. Normally this one's hard to move and this one, the lower one's easier to move. You can bend his arms to where he can actually pick his teeth or his nose. He's got his gun hand in. He's got articulation, which is a swivel here. The bicep swivel can help him to aim that gun better. But he can also bend his wrist left to right, so he's not going to be raising a sword. None of these have the sword raising hands. And both hands are the same way as far as the in and out. If you don't like his open hands, which I personally do, you got fist. With him, I'm not going to be putting the fist in, but he also has some weapons you can put in those hands. So let's take a look at these weapons. Oops, well, let's just bend it and break it. Trying to put this together. I don't know anything about this weapon. This is not something familiar to me. It looks like his gun turned into a bow. So I'll put it in this hand because it kind of looks like it goes with that. All right, the only thing I remember from the original one was his gun. And here's a gun that's very similar, a lot more slick than the original. We got red and we got some gray paint on there. That would go in this hand. Even though he has a trigger finger, there's no trigger to pull, so I thought that was very strange. All right, in his torso, we do have articulation, but his armor is going to hinder that. As far as turning, he does turn, but he doesn't pull back and do a punch action, unfortunately. Pulling his armor back and forth, though, or his body back and forth, made his armor come out at the joints, so probably won't be doing that again, because this right here is attached to that, and it's pulling it apart. His loincloth, now I don't remember having this in the original, but again, like I said, he's updated the original. He's got a white belt. None of the detailing is painted on it. On his furry underwear, he's got a maybe it's not his underwear, maybe he just needs a shave. He's got a loincloth right here with red trimming on it. He's got a a thigh swivel, and he also can kick out. I'm going to use the left leg since it's not held down. Inside you can see it's a actual hinge joint. It looks like a ball joint, but my understanding is that's a hinge joint. And he can kick up, but the thong or whatever that thing is called, the thing up there, is going to keep him from really getting to push his legs all the way up. His feet, he has a double joint in the knee, so he can literally kick himself in the butt. Poof, there we go. And again, either he's got boots on his legs with those really weird feet, like a bird, or that could be just his actual fur. The drapes match the carpet, just saying. And down here it's the same color as well, although that is a lighter gray up there. And on this one, it appears to be a chin strap now that I've looked at it more carefully. I always thought it was a beard. Maybe the original was a beard. All right, on the feet, he does have a swivel in the boot. He can really tiptoe for this one. And then he can also heel kick. He has a swivel joint, and he has a place on his foot to put onto a stand in case you can't get him to stand, which he stands really, really well. This particular figure is a nice looking addition to my collection. I'm trying to see, let's see. The gun probably goes right here. Let's see if it does for sure. I do think it's weird that he has a trigger finger on something that's not a trigger. Oh, that's cool. So the gun holster, which, we never had one of those as far as I can tell, goes right there. Now, the cool thing is that during the 8-inch collection, they had both versions of Zodac, which I kept both of them because I love the Zodac. He's just one of those mysterious characters, like Boba Fett originally was before they really, really, really pumped out the thing on him. Like, he was more mysterious in Empire than he is now, of course. I mean, they've really, really, really killed the mystery, I guess you can say. I mean, I like something mysterious. It gives me some wiggle room with my pretend. So with Zodac, I can pretend more things than I could if I had to adhere to somebody else's. And I never did. I mean, I always played like these were on my whatever I wanted them to be. So I didn't have the original Zodac when I was a kid. I wished I did. My first Zodac was actually way later, much later. All right. So here he is beside of another lady wearing red, or another person wearing red. So they can go to the red ball. And then here he is beside of the overly beefy He-Man from... That He-Man is shorter, but he's a lot more stout. He just looks so cartoony. He doesn't really belong in the Masterverse. That's my personal and honest opinion. So did you pick up this version of Zodac? Did they make the Zodac with a K, I'm wondering? And is this your affinitive version of Zodac? Because that's what they seem like they're trying to do with Masterverse, is trying to make these the affinitive versions. I don't think it's mine. I like all the other ones. I don't like the claw feet as much in my universe. I like him having more human feet. But then again, whatever. It's kind of an interesting concept. Give me some comments below. Let me know which way you stand on this Zodac. If you found him at your store, did you pick him up? All right, have a great day and a masterful Monday.